Hi, and welcome to another episode of Sonic Odyssey, the music channel dedicated to bringing you eclectic choices of music from the last 5 decades or so. Before we begin, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with all the videos as I post them. Also, if you're inclined, please visit our Patreon page, the link for which is in the description below. Your patronage would be greatly appreciated. Okay, today we're going to be looking at a band that is a supergroup in every sense of the word. The band is Flying Colors, and the people who make it up have a slew of accolades to their individual names and credits. The members of the band are Neil Morse on keyboards and vocals, Mike Portnoy on drums and backing vocals, Steve Morse on guitars, lead and rhythm, Dave LaRue on bass guitar, and Casey McPherson on vocals and rhythm guitar. This quintet plays a style of music that is mostly rock with a bit of progressive rock thrown in. The idea that they set out in creating the band was to make complex music but somehow more accessible to a broader audience. A lot of what the individuals in the bands have been involved with, such as Mike Portnoy with Dream Theater or Neil Morse with Spock's Beard, have tended to be very progressive music, and sometimes that is harder to reach a broader, more mainstream audience. And so coming together in Flying Colors, their mission statement was to make this complex music and yet still have it be radio friendly and accessible to a broader audience. And I think they do a pretty damn good job of it. The album we'll be looking at is their third release, entitled Third Degree. And before we go any further, let's give a listen to a bit of it from the song The Guardian. The Guardian is a great example of a rock and progressive rock piece coming together. One of the reasons that I chose it for the snippet was that it brings the elements of all the members to the forefront. They all get a chance to shine within the song. I mean, Mike Portnoy's drumming throughout the album shines, but here in this song there's marvelous keyboards, a tremendous guitar solo by Steve, and even a really tasty bass solo by Dave LaRue. So I thought that it was a good choice, and the message of the song is a positive message. As mentioned a moment ago, Mike Portnoy's drumming tends to shine throughout the entire album. He's really one of those drummers who has a tremendous skill with emotional playing, not wild man, not like Keith Moon of The Who going just ballistic on the drums, or somebody like Mike Magnini, who tends to play more machine-like and clockwork. But he has an emotional element that he brings into his playing, and he knows how to get the rolls, the fills, the tempered rhythms. He really brings a sense of heaviness and softness when necessary to the pieces that he plays on. It's been one of the greatest attributes of his musical history with all the bands that he's been involved with, and it really shows beautifully in Flying Colors. Notable songs on the album, Third Degree, would include 4 singles that they've already released, including the first single, which was entitled More, and the second single, which was You Are Not Alone, which Casey McPherson wrote as a sympathy piece, as a message of hope and solidarity to the people who suffered from Hurricane Harvey. And the third single was Love Letter, and Love Letter is just that. It's a nice bouncy piece with marvelous up-tempo, bright feeling. It's a very sunshiny kind of song. And the last single to be released from the album so far is called Loss Inside, which is probably also the heaviest piece on the album. All in all, Third Degree covers a wide range of musical tonations and styles, but stays fairly firm in being, a rock and roll, progressive rock album. There is a cat running around behind me. Recovering from the cat. There is a song on the album called Geronimo, which begins with an extremely funk-styled bass line, and it does have a rhythm and blues, funkadelic kind of sound to it, which then melds into a rock and roll song and keeps the funk underbelly there. They really do have a great capacity for bringing these styles together and making them harmonize in just a wonderful way. If I were to attribute a score to this album, it would probably be about 4.5 out of 5. I think that for a third album, they have shown tremendous growth. There's no ballad other than You Are Not Alone, which is not so much a ballad, but as I said earlier, more of a empathic piece reaching out to the hurricane survivors. It is an album that shows growth and development within the band from their previous 2 albums, but it doesn't stray too far away from what their original 2 albums set as their style. And that's a good thing, because what they do is something that other rock bands are not doing. A lot of rock bands tend to stay either just in the rock genre or in the progressive genre, and they don't really bridge that gap and try to bring it together in a more listener-friendly way. So I hope you'll give Flying Colors Third Degree a listen. And I do thank you very much for your time and taking the time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and again, if you feel inclined, please visit our Patreon page and keep on rocking. Have a great day.